Hi, welcome to Jojo's Homemaker and Lifestyle. Today we're doing something a little bit different. As most of you know who have seen the previous vlog where I sorted these cupboards out, I had an awful lot of lentils. That many lentils. So I thought I'd better do something with them. And I am trying to be a lot more health conscious about what I eat. Because myself and Addy, we just eat what we want. We don't really, if we want a sandwich, we'll have butter on it. And we just are not that conscious of what we put in our bodies, meaning like in the ingredients, and mainly fats. Because since I've been visiting my mum in hospital, and she's been in and out of hospital, and seeing her and what's wrong with her, and other patients, what's wrong with them, on different wards and with different ailments, and not all elderly, a lot of them were my age and younger. So it's really given me a bit of a wake-up call, if you like, and it's made me realise we do have to be very careful what we eat. And I'm not saying we're not going to have the odd takeaway here and there, or have what we want when we go out for a meal, but when I'm cooking at home, I'm being a lot more wary what we eat. I've totally cut out butter. We've got a little bit left here, but I'm not having any. I'm not having it at all. I won't be using what's in the fridge. Maybe for baking cakes, something like that for other people, but certainly I won't be putting it on sandwiches. I bought some Olivio, is it the olive oil spread? And again, it will be very sparing if I do have it. Also, chocolate. We have a tendency of having chocolate on an evening, not every evening granted, but too often. So now I've knocked that on the head. Got Addy some Kit Kats, just some single Kit Kats, and if he wants them, he can have them, but I'm not having any. But he is on board with me with this, and he is supporting me, and he is on board with it for himself as well. I am trying to encourage us both to do it because it's good for him as well. So I've gone from semi-skimmed to skimmed milk now as well, so we've cut that out completely. And chocolate wise, I've treated myself to one of them because I love that, and I can just have 2 squares of that. So every Saturday night now we'll watch a movie, and when we normally have a big bar of chocolate between us, I'll have a Kit Kat, a 2-finger Kit Kat, and I'll have 2 squares of that, and that will be our treat. And that's it, because we really are trying to be really careful. I do not want to end up in hospital in a few years' time with the same sort of ailments as what I've been seeing. Honestly, it's awful, and I think we can do a lot ourselves, and I'm certainly going to try. So, one of the meals tonight, because we've had salad for I don't know how long now, we're going to have lentils, and I don't know what it is. I've never tried it, but I do know what it is. I've asked ChatGPT. Mediterranean salmon with red lentils and tomatoes. So that is what we're going to make now. So we've got 2 small onions chopped, 3 small cloves of garlic minced. I've got a stock cube in there. Then I'm going to put 300ml of water to that. There is 100 grams of split lentils there, and then I've got about 250-300 grams of chopped tomatoes there. And then I'm going to need just over half a teaspoon of Italian herbs or oregano, and about half to a teaspoon of smoked paprika. And then all I'll need is a little bit of olive oil to fry the onion in, but not a lot, because we're trying to cut down the fat content. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to put 300ml of water in that, and then I'm going to put a pan on with a little bit of oil. I'm just going to put a little bit of olive oil in there. Then I shall place the onions in to soften. I'm going to just weigh out those, so I need a little bit more oregano in that. So I'm just going to add a few mixed herbs to this to make it to what I want. So it's about a teaspoon there. And about a teaspoon of smoked paprika. As you can see, it's only rough. I'm only doing it very roughly. Then I'm going to add the garlic and add these herbs. There we go. Just let them do the thing for about 30 seconds. Give this stock cube a little stir. And then we can pour in the stock. Tomatoes. And the lentils. And then once that's come up to boil, you simmer it for 20 minutes. And that is tea. But what we're going to have with that is some salmon, and that will be really nice. I guess it's just instead of having rice or potatoes or things like that. But I think what I'm going to do with that as well is a little bit of broccoli, because I think Ade would like that with it. So I'm going to boil some broccoli when it's ready, and then we'll have that. It is actually only 5 o'clock. We don't normally eat till about 6:30. So I'm doing it now because I think once it's had its 20 minutes simmering and the lentils are nice and soft, it will be nice left anyway, because it will give the lentils a chance to absorb all the flavours and plump up just that little bit more. I am just going to add just the end of a teaspoon, little tiny bit of chilli powder, because I think that will give it a nice little kick. Hopefully it won't be too hot. The last time I used that chilli powder, I put too much in and it about blew our day's head off. And I've took some salmon out of the freezer. Obviously it's out of date because it's been in the freezer. And I'm going to put that in the air fryer to cook. And then that will be served on top of the lentil and tomatoes. With the broccoli, I was going to say, looking at it, I don't think it needs it, but I think we need some greens, even if we have less of that. So I am going to do a bit of broccoli. So it's going to be served on top of that, possibly with a little bit of balsamic vinegar stirred in at the end. But I will show you that. So I'm going to pop that in the fridge because we're not ready to cook that just yet. Also, we don't really have desserts as such, but we do we got in the habit of picking in the evenings and having things that we shouldn't really have, even if it was like yogurt or something like that, or a couple of crackers, something. But a lot of the time they were not fat-free ones. They weren't always full fat, but they were not as good as they could be. So I have bought a big tub of that, total 0% yogurt, Greek yogurt, and it is beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. So, but what I did do, I bought this last week thinking I was being healthy, and I bought the 5% fat, and I thought, oh, that's good, it's only 5%, not knowing that it's actually full fat. And I didn't realise, I wondered why it was so thick and creamy. Or after saying that, this is thick and creamy as well. So I've bought the right one this time, and I will have a little bit of that in a little dish with a teaspoon of either maple syrup or a teaspoon of lemon curd. And if you stir that in with this, it's absolutely beautiful. You could also put jam in if you wanted, but that's what I like. And that's a real nice, again, little treat really. I know also I want to watch my sugar intake, but you can have a teaspoon, that's absolutely fine. I've put the lid on it now, leaving it on there, it is done, and then I'm going to cook the fish a little bit later, and I will dish it up, and a little bit of broccoli, and I'll dish it up and show it to you then. And who knows, might even lose a little bit of weight on this little fat-free diet we're on, so it will be a win-win. I've been wanting to do that for I don't know how long, so fingers crossed we stick to it, and I do plan on sticking to it, and we just enjoy what we eat. I mean, I'll probably be cooking all sorts of different things with you that I've never cooked before, so you might be in for a treat and having a few more cookery vlogs. It's all done. Now we're going to dish up. It looks really nice actually. And I decided not to do the broccoli because I thought courgettes would be nicer with it, so that's what we're having. And I've got one that needed eating really, so courgettes it is. There you go, all done. And that is our healthy, virtually fat-free tea, and it looks absolutely lovely, so I am going to give it a try. So let's try it. I know what the courgettes taste like. That tastes absolutely lovely. It really is full of flavour. I'd honestly highly recommend that. Anybody would like the recipe, let me know in the comments below and let me know what you think, because that honestly tastes gorgeous. Thanks so much for joining me. Don't forget to join me again next week, and please don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you next week. Bye!
There's a whisper from the tide, with the salt upon the breeze. Found a sanctuary inside, in my home amongst the trees. It's JoJo's Homemaker and Lifestyle. Come and stay with us a while. JoJo's Homemaker and Lifestyle, guaranteed to make you smile.